Week 14. How is everyone doing today? Got a good show. About an hour of us talking nonsense and then ignoring the Niners for a little bit, going Bucs. So how's everyone doing?
Good.
Stuff. Awesome. Today with me, I got Brian Robinson, I Candy Andy, Mike Stout, and Jerry G, who thinks he's slick with his name placement. We're just going to fix that real quick. So. Anyway.
So funny.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Going.
Terrific.
How about them Bears? It's a yearly tradition, right? Snow's starting to fall, temperatures getting cold, Christmas is in the air, Bears are eliminated from the playoffs. Kind of writes itself.
I'm not sure if there's a joke there.
What's that?
Was there a joke there? You know they're going undefeated next year, right? 37-0.
So, you're
waiting and waiting and waiting. I don't know what he's going to take his cue.
If you had 2 minutes and 25 seconds in the pool, you just won yourself nothing. But
if you're looking at 2 minutes and 25 seconds in the pool, what you'd probably have is a blue little cloud around you because you just peed in it. Different pool. I got you.
Wow.
There is quite a few things going wrong with with the Bears. For example, Ryan Poles is thankful for his Boston College roots. Yeah, that's about it. That's about it.
I think we set a new record of Mike already wanting to be off the show. 2 minutes and 30 seconds of just being like, oh God, this again.
It's like we hit black eyes right out of the gate. I mean, it was just quick.
Shots fired.
That's right. Where's that one?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Indeed.
So, NFC North. We have the Lions taking on the Vikings today. How are the Lions favored to win this game?
Because?
I mean, is it me or are the Vikings in first place in the North?
They are, in fact, in first place. Now, here's where it gets really, really kind of interesting, because if anybody's actually really kind of paying attention, Detroit's actually put together a little bit of a team there. And it's kind of like with the Bears, you know, how they have that one little missing piece that's going to bring it all together. I think Detroit was down by over 100 points when they were playing the Bears, ended up winning. I don't want to talk about that one. Next week, they ended up winning. You know, it's just they're starting to kind of win that type of, or learn that way to win, as you guys like to say. And, when you have over 20 years of first round picks, you're bound to be good sooner or later. And this just happens to be the point where they're starting to kind of reach their apex. The Vikings are currently plateaued. The Bears, of course, are on their way up. Detroit's on their way up. The Packers, how
are the Vikings plateaued?
The Vikings have plateaued in the fact that, I mean, you look at next year and you're like, okay, so they have some major signings that they're going to have to get. And I don't know if they're going to want to pay, let's just say, for example, Kirk Cousins. They don't want to have to pay him, $150 million because, or more, because, they look at Denver, for example. They spent $250 million on a quarterback. You know what? Let's just leave that one right there. But
it's not even the amount of money they spent on the quarterback. They put their whole franchise into that quarterback, and he's wet the bed. But with the Vikings, if Kirk Cousins wins you a Super Bowl, you pay him. I mean, there's no question there. If he takes you deep in the playoffs, you pay him.
If Kirk Cousins were to win the Super Bowl, everyone should go out and play the lottery. Seriously. Blind squirrel, that kind of thing. Because I don't think he's that type of quarterback that's going to lead you to a Super. He might be able to manage you to a playoff berth deep in, whatever the case is.
Rex Grossman went to a damn Super Bowl.
With your quarterback expertise, tell me again why Justin Fields is better than Lamar Jackson.
Because with your quarterback expertise, he's had the same injury twice, 3 times?
No.
At least, not to mention the fact, you know what? I would put Jimmy G below Kirk Cousins. That's how bad, that's how bad he is. And Lamar Jackson, he's a okay player, I guess. But Justin Fields, that's global right there. That's it. And nobody has a response because it's true.
You don't have a response because you're throwing a fit because your team sucks.
You're throwing a fit. Shut up. You're doing it. The Bears are with some of their offensive
all right.
things like that.
Enough. The playoff teams are talking here.
Really?
In all seriousness, how can you justify the Lions being the favorite in that game?
It doesn't make sense.
Because their defense is actually starting to play. Now, here's the other thing, too. If you actually get some pressure on Kirk Cousins, which Detroit can do, you give him the old happy feet. He might make a couple of mistakes that could be detrimental to the team itself. Detroit's secondary, although gets burned a lot, they can be locked down-ish every now and again. So, your offense is actually starting to kind of come along a little bit. You might end up having it might end up being a fairly close game, low-scoring game, but who knows? It might end up being 27-24 kind of a thing. You never can tell. But Detroit, in fact, is actually they're going to be a problem next year. They really are.
Their offense is phenomenal this year.
The only reason I could see them seeing the Lions win is with the Vikings injury report. That's the only thing that I could see why they would choose the Lions to win. That's it. I mean, that's it.
I mean, the game's in Detroit too, so you're going to have to put a little bit of an advantage, give that a little bit of an advantage too. But I'm looking at the Lions' last 5 games. I mean, they have put up, at least 30 points per game, except for the Packer game, which was they only put up 15. But they're holding teams to be below 20 points. Besides the anomaly, which was the Bills game, which they were in it to the end. That kind of shows you that the last 5 games they're on a little bit of a heater, and they've won 4 out of the 5. So
they gave up 30 to the Bears.
What?
So did the Cowboys.
The Bears.
So what are we saying?
I'm just saying you're talking about how their defense is rolling. 3 games ago they gave up 30 points to the Bears. It's not rolling.
That's all you see. That's all you see. There's no points. There's no points.
Lions get smashed today.
I mean, how often does Vegas lose? Not the Raiders. The Raiders lose all the time. I mean, Vegas itself.
When you guys are going to start doing this day drinking thing, how come I never get that memo? Seriously.
Speaking of day drinking, why don't we just head up north with it's all you really can do in Chicago. Yeah, I'm aware that was a reach, but I had to do something.
Do a lot of reaching and tugging and pulling. Gross. But
family, bro. Family show.
When you are talking about Bears again, we're talking. They were able to actually reach their bye week. Quite a few injuries. The offense, of course, is starting to kind of. Again, I don't want to say plateau. They have certain games when they're actually doing a little bit better offensively and things like that. But then with Mooney going down with an injury, defensively, Eddie Jackson going down, of course, with an injury, several different things. I think the Bears are confidently, defiantly, boldly limping into the end of the season. So
we've already spent too much time on the Bears. They're on a bye week. They're done. All right, let's move on.
No, we will eventually.
Let me know when Brian's talking.
We will eventually get to the horrible teams like the 49ers and the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. But the only good thing about the Bears is, of course, the potential for a number 2 draft pick. They, of course, are shooting for a number 1. But as we were talking about off air, the Bears
what?
Well, the Bears could, in fact, actually take a very, very large. They might say, look, We have a number 2 pick. You give us. So you end up taking a number 2 pick, and you can actually parlay it into possibly 2 more number 1s and maybe a number 2. And as we all know, you all teams are solid number 2s.
But yeah, all seriousness. I mean,
I got 2 words for you guys.
Poles is actually. I honestly think he's in a good position right now. If the Bears get the 2nd overall, even if they were to drop to the 3rd overall, there's a lot of quarterback teams or quarterbacks out there for the teams to be going into. If this dude from Kentucky is a real deal, you're going to see a lot of people trying to climb up the board to get him. And I mean, I don't see why the Bears couldn't trade that number 2 into more draft capital. So
quite possibly. So with the draft capital, plus you of course will bring in yourself some quality veterans and things like that. You might be able to make some noise, if anything, for next year. But we'll see how it goes.
If there's anybody in the league who's good at trading up draft picks towards the front of the draft, it's the Bears.
It's hard. It's very. I think Las Vegas, Seattle. I think Indianapolis. With their quarterbacks, their success in quarterbacks lately.
yeah,
The greater New York, New Jersey Giants and/or Jets. There is a paradigm shift, of course, in Chicago as far as like upper management and things like that would allow you to at least assume that there's going to have some sort of a different change in regards to who you're going to be able to pick. So if you actually give up all of your draft capital to take a number 2 pick like a Mitch Trubisky, I think you probably would get people will be packing your bags for the train ride out of town. But I think Ryan Poles is actually a little bit different in the fact that he's probably and hopefully will be able to actually turn that into something good for sure.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think he's in a great spot right now.
Plus, with all the cap space and things like that, you can actually get rookies, you can get some veterans, and like I said, you would have an opportunity to be able to actually make quite a bit of noise next year, especially in the division. So, and then of course with Green Bay.
So, what do you have the Bears doing today versus the bye?
Unfortunately, I think because we do have quite a few injuries, we're probably going to end up losing 15-12. However,
what other games do we have up there today?
What's that?
Is there anyone in the North actually playing today we can talk about rather than putting people to sleep?
I thought we just talked about it.
Yeah, Minnetonka.
We don't want to irk Jerry anymore.
Yeah, we do. Keep going.
I mean, what other games? You got the Lions, Vikings we touched on already. What other game is in the North today?
Packers versus the bye week.
So they both got the bye. I didn't realize that. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I think Detroit's playing too. Versus Minnesota.
All right. Moving right along. We're going to go east. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, is it my turn now? Sorry.
It is your turn. What's funny is that was the quickest NFC North talk we've ever had, and it just under 14 minutes. So good job, guys. We hope they play 2 games every week.
Yeah.
So what do we got going on in the East, man?
So you got the Eagles-Giants playing, which that'll be an interesting game to see what happens.
So
he's lost it. So
are you day drinking? What's going on?
I wish I was. Eagles, Giants. Bim in there. Come on.
I'm not going to get excited. I hope they tie I mean, I rooted for a Giants and a Commanders tie last week, and it happened. So
Yeah, right.
I mean, the Eagles are projected to win. I mean, there's not too many. I mean, the Giants' injuries list is still it's getting shorter, but it's still long. And then the Eagles, they got some banged up people, but I just don't see the Giants slowing them down. I know they're playing in New Jersey today. The Eagles are, but I just don't see the Eagles losing this game against the Giants, especially with how hurt or how beat up the Giants are. So, I mean, but it's also an NFC East game, so those division games are always got a little extra stuff to it. So,
yeah. So,
why do you think it's going to be when you say that the Eagles? Oh yeah, they're playing in New Jersey. So are the Giants. Even their home games are away.
yeah.
So,
All right.
you don't think the Giants can win today, controlling the clock, running the ball, keeping that offense off the field? I mean, that's got to be the only shot they have. They got to ride Saquon.
It's the only shot they have, but I don't see it happening. I mean, the Eagles got a pretty good run defense, especially with them stocking up on defensive line like they have, 2-3 weeks ago. I mean, there's a reason why they brought all them guys in, because they were getting scorched on the run all the time. So, and they're 3 weeks. They still are, but they're getting the numbers are going down, and you can see them finally starting to get into the defensive scheme with everything with the guys they're bringing in. So I just don't. That's the only chance the Giants have. But I mean, with all their injuries, it's kind of when half your team's pretty much all backups. So
2 weeks ago, you were presenting us with the idea that all 4 NFC East teams make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you stand on that now?
I think they still do it.
All 4 of them.
Yeah.
Even with how poorly the Cowboys are playing?
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
So, Cowboys going to Texas.
Yeah. Well, before that, I want to kind of show Andy how this works.
Cowboys are always in Texas. Just
I want to show Andy how this works. All right, the Commanders are on a bye. All right, now we'll move on to the Cowboys Texans game, and that's how you do a bye week.
Where's that wow? But after I do have a question in earnest. So if you see, let's say for example, the Giants actually start quickly and actually score 1 or 2 touchdowns, do you think Philadelphia's got that type of power to be able to actually come back from a deficit, any sort of a major deficit?
I think so. I think that's how. I mean, I think that's Eagles they have a solid team this year. I mean, it's nothing to. I mean, I still hate them, but it's kind of hard not to see how good they are. I mean, they've been down before and they've come back. I mean, I just don't see the Giants. Like I said, like what you said, Mike, them coming back. The only chance the Giants have is to run the ball, and
is the ice shooting up for the Giants today?
No, or the Eagles win by 10. So. I don't see the Giants doing nothing. So
defensively for the Giants, you don't see them being able to stop the Eagles in any way, even if they get pressure on the quarterback, things like that.
No
picks. You don't see any sort of turnovers, nothing like that. Anything that's going to affect the game.
No, none. 0. How's that, Andy? 0.
Huh. I think you're off your rocker by just a shade. I just think it's going to be a little bit more competitive. At least something that you're considering. Hey,
it's going to be. I said it's going to be a competitive game, but I mean, I just don't see the Giants winning this game.
That insight is spectacular.
I want to just talk in circles with you today because it sounds like fun. So,
all right.
That's a fat joke.
So we're
you guys just take us off the screen and just let them go. And
no, please don't. Please don't leave
Cowboys
me.
Texans.
Please don't leave me. The Cowboys Texans game. You still got the Cowboys got a couple of questionables. Van Der Esch is questionable if he's going to play today. Their linebacker. I haven't seen if they upgraded that yet.
Doesn't matter.
For the Texans, Nico Collins is out there, wide receiver, which he was starting as a rookie, starting to show that he could be a solid number 2 and receiver. So, I mean, Cowboys lose by 30. They suck.
Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go?
You suck, you jackass.
But
He does.
anyway. So Dallas should honestly, there'd be no reason to lose this game other than that.
Dallas is on a bye week too.
I mean, essentially, right?
Uh,
They have a cake schedule the remainder of the year, ain't it?
Yep.
They should be able to walk right into the playoffs in the Raymond James Stadium this year. They do so well against the Bucs, the recent history, so it should be a good game.
Mm-hmm. They suck. I'll be saying it all year.
Right there.
I'll be saying it. I'll be saying it all year. They suck. So, but yeah, it's going to be. I think the Cowboys game's going to be
Boring.
Let's head east.
Hey Stout, is the sky still falling in Dallas?
Yep, it is. So,
But
I mean, it's a boring week this week, dude. There's not much going on. So, I mean, Dallas wins by 14.
who's your feature back this week?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm seeing all the reports that the Dallas has to ride with Zeke again. I don't know where this stuff comes from. I mean, Pollard, if you ask me, Pollard's your number 1.
No, he has been. He has been for a while. Just Jerry's already paid Zeke his money, and he wants them to play. So that's what happens.
He just
So,
spent all that
and
money in
McCarthy-
the stadium. He needs his paycheck.
And McCarthy just sits there and just nods his head. Okay, boss. Okay, boss. That's all. I mean, instead of putting a better running back on the field, which has been Pollard since the end of last year. So, I mean,
Sidor's just typing. Who knows what he's doing?
I don't know. Here we go.
He's so subtle with his typing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, the end of this year is going to be interesting because Zeke's still under contract, and they're going to have to pay Pollard somehow. So you're going to have to make a big choice at the end of this year.
You're going to lose one of them.
Yeah, but Zeke's not going to probably restructure his contract, and
So
you either trade him or get rid of it and keep Pollard. So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
right on.
So
Cowboys are activating James Washington off the injured reserve.
yeah, they've activated him, but I don't know how much he's going to play today. They that's the whole OBJ thing too. When they did the physical on him, the knee was still bad, so the one report said that they were just going to go with James Washington to see how well he does. But I haven't heard if he's actually going to play or not. I know they activated him, but I haven't heard if he's actually going to get any time into it. So
Yeah.
that'll be kind of interesting to watch too, to see what happens, because he's been off since training camp. So
Yeah. I don't think OBJ plays this year.
I don't
I
think
think
so
he's
either.
out the rest of the year. But kept his name in the limelight for a while, didn't he?
Yeah, and Jerry's good at helping people do that too. As soon as he says something about picking somebody up, the media jumps on it. So he's really good at keeping the Cowboys in the news, even when they suck. So
Yeah. You got anything else for us in the East in your kingdom of boredom you got going over there?
that's kingdom of boredom, dude. It's boring being in first place, being the best division of football.
Jerry G. NFC West, man.
So
Why don't we start with the Panthers and Seahawks game?
News Fest.
The Panthers are going to come into this game fairly healthy. I mean, there's no one listed as out.
What they do?
I mean,
Who cares? They're the Panthers.
obviously people care. I mean,
Do they?
Panthers come in fairly
Do
healthy.
they?
You knock off the Seahawks, you care. But that
that
only
an
helps the
achievement?
Niners.
Come on.
Come on now. Metcalf is a game time decision. Walker's not expected to play for Seattle, and he's still favored by 3.5 points.
Metcalf is so overrated. I'm sorry. The guy is popular because of a defensive play he made. I hate the guy.
It's kind of ironic that somebody, who's touting Jimmy G has anything to say about anybody else being overrated. Huh.
Jimmy G would be underrated, if anything.
Hey, Brian.
Because he's horrible. How would he be overrated?
Jimmy G is being under what?
No! We suck again!
The work to get that set up that time that was so bad. I mean, it wasn't even subtle. You were just like, Brian, do it now. But honestly, the Seattle game, you're right. No one really cares. Falcons, Saints, no one really cares. Let's just skip the rest of the games. Go to the Bucs.
I mean, we'll go talk about them losing today. Sure.
But no, seriously. Before we get to the Bucs Niners game, the Seahawks are favored by 3.5. No way that Panthers can take that one away from them. It's not. Neither team is really.
I mean, they could.
Groundbreaking. I mean,
average at best, I think.
So.
I mean,
Do you really? Go ahead, Mike.
No, the Seahawks got a list of questionable players too, so I mean, it could happen.
Well, yeah, the Seahawks have a list of questionable, but the biggest ones are Walker and Metcalf. Metcalf is a game time decision, and Kenneth Walker III is not expected to play, and he's been running well this year. So,
aren't both of their running backs out?
Well, DJ Dallas is expected to play, but he's got an ankle injury. Walker, like I said, is not expected to play today. He is a game time decision as well as DK Metcalf.
Gotcha.
But the way Geno's been playing, he's going to win comeback player of the year, right?
Possibly.
I mean, not injured. He just had a toil with the Jets and then play back up elsewhere. But who else do you give it to? Really? I mean, seriously, who else does it go to? That's what I thought. They're going to give Geno something.
Yeah, I mean, Carolina's got a chance. I think Seattle may be looking ahead to next week.
Who do they play next week?
The Niners. So that's a huge game for them because they could gain a full game on the Niners. Plus the rivalry there. But, yeah, I don't know. I think the game's going to be pretty boring.
We should change the title of the show to Boredom. This is really – I feel bad if anyone actually turned this on today.
I mean,
so
there's nobody's turning the show on to see about Carolina or the Seahawks, all right?
Cardinals, Pats, Monday Night Football. Cards, Pats, Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Go Cards.
Another awful Monday night game. Luckily, last week's Monday night game had a thrilling comeback that they had to use the plot twice this week. But, I mean, is anyone watching the Cardinals Patriots game? Holiday season, people are going to holiday work parties. No one's staying at home to watch this.
No. What's up with the Dolphins and the Chargers constantly getting Sunday night football games? I mean, they just flexed to those two teams playing, but I think the Chargers have played 4 straight weeks of Sunday night football.
Do you know where the Chargers are located?
AFC?
I mean, time wise.
Yeah, what about it?
If you're in, so you're looking at a 3-hour gap. So 3 hours, for example. Let's say it's a noon start. You want them to start at 9 o'clock in the morning? Were they in London? No. That's why they're always at night. So that way everybody can enjoy the magnificence, which is the. What are we talking about? The Rams. Chargers.
They can play at 3 o'clock like everybody else.
Either or, but that's why, because of that time zone. So can you imagine getting NFL teams in Europe?
Yeah. And they also put Miami on there where it's like midnight when that game starts. So your argument is totally wrong.
No, because what time does it start out there? 9 o'clock. So, if you get like Europe and stuff like that, you're sitting here watching, G.I. Joe or whatever, eating your Cheerios, and I'm the only one. But then also you can turn on football now.
So, serious question: what underoos are you wearing watching your G.I. Joes eating cereal in the living room?
Oh, man.
Rocking the He-Man.
Hold on. I will say this. It depends on the game. So, if you're like watching the Bears game, for example, I got my Bears sock, I got my Bears sweatpants, Bears jersey, and you got to be Bear. Well, I mean, you got to be, prepared accordingly.
How the hell we get back on the shittiest team?
You all know what team runs the league. Period. The Bears.
Anyway, let's get into the game that at least two people on the show care about. Bucs Niners.
Yeah.
So
the Bucs, huh?
The Niners injury report isn't as deep as, let's say, everyone else's. But you got Jimmy G out. He's got a torn labia.
No! We suck again!
Okay, seriously though. So
there's a reason why Sador's is
out with it
to us that we don't have a show next week because he doesn't want to hear it after the Niners win.
Moore's out, your safety with a knee injury. Jimmy G's out with a torn labia, and Hassan Ridgeway is out with a rib injury or a pec injury or something like that. Bucs are going to be most likely without Wirfs, Edwards, and Winfield Jr. That offensive line's in shambles. If Bosa does play today, it's going to be a rough game for the Bucs offensively. Their offense is struggling anyway. I don't know. Give me your take on it. What is your take on this game? What are your keys for the Niners to win?
I honestly think that the Niners defense could win this game outright by themselves.
With what turnovers?
The last couple of games that I've watched the Bucs play, I mean, I forgot who they were playing the one game. I think it was whoever they played 2 weeks ago. Who did they play?
The
wasn't
Browns?
The Browns. No, it wasn't the Browns. It was the week before.
The Seahawks?
Yeah. They had like 9 straight 3-and-outs.
Yeah, because you can't win defensively if you don't score defensively.
I understand, but if they keep you guys off the field and they don't let you score at all.
So then your offense has to do something in order for you to win.
Yeah.
So you can't win with just your defense.
That's why this is an award-winning show. The commentary like this.
Let's get so technical on it. No,
I'm being serious, though.
I don't think that the Bucs are going to be able to do much against the Niners defense. I think it's going to be ugly from that standpoint. The Niners offense will be on the field enough that they'll be able to make something happen with the amount of playmakers they have.
So you really think Purdy is going to be the one to carry?
All he's got to do is manage the game.
Madlock says Niners cover. The spread's 3.5. So you got the Niners by what, a touchdown?
Half
2 field goals.
Who are the Niners playing again?
That shitty team from the South.
Mike, who the Niners playing again?
I don't know what you're talking about. But If Lenny's out, you're going to see a large dose of Rashad White, and maybe Gio Bernard has been active for the Bucs this week.
Fire them cannons!
If the Bucs offense can reach its potential, I mean, you might have a game here, but honestly, I don't know if it can be a game. The Bucs really need to hit stride on offense, or it's going to be a long day, long night, I guess you'd say. 3:25 kick. So
they're on the West Coast, so you got to make them a night game because the way that the time works, you see.
Pretty much.
Anyway,
This is coming from the same person. Our defense can handle the offense too.
I
Really,
think there's going to be a lot of tablets broken on the sideline.
Yep.
You know, I don't think Bosa, for example, I don't think he's going to be like Cordell Patterson where he can actually defend and run the ball in and catch the ball while throwing to himself, defend himself. He can't do all that.
seriously, do you see Christian McCaffrey actually finding success finally against the Bucs run defense? I mean, he struggled ever since he was with Carolina to really go off on the Bucs.
That was also.
No! We suck again!
Oh,
Wasn't me.
no, I know it wasn't.
No, seriously.
That was when he was with the Panthers. Yeah, he's really obvious when he goes to do something. Like, either like, oh, I'm going to type something, or I got my mouse. He has to look at the mouse too when he uses it.
Hey, I mean, Jerry, aren't you worried that Brady's been undefeated since his divorce? I mean, shouldn't that kind of get you worried a little bit?
I don't know.
He's not undefeated.
Wait. To actually add to that particular statement, he might be undefeated, but
I'm sorry, guys.
I do believe I do believe the jiu-jitsu instructor is the only one scoring.
The fact you
All right, so we got 20 minutes left. We ready for pick six?
About 4 minutes ago, we're ready for pick six.
Good Lord. This show took a turn right out the start, and it never got on track.
Well,
this is the best kind of This is the best kind of shows. It's not organized. It drives you nuts. You can see it in your face. It's driving you nuts. And it's not good. And everybody's going along with just not making it line up exactly like you want. It's awesome.
The fact that we ruined your day by 10 a.m. makes my day.
Oh, I'm good.
Are we going Zulu Town? We're doing Greenwich Mean?
We suck again!
Nailed it.
All right. Let's put this show out of its misery. We'll do our pick six. We'll get Brian's picks to click, and we'll just go drink the rest of their day away. Who's up first? Pick six.
Don't we normally
Who's
do
in last?
the betting thing first?
We normally do, but you bored me.
I'll go first because I'm in seventh place. I got the Cowboys. They're actually they actually might beat the Texans. Cougars? Eagles. The Eagles of course are going to end up with Vikings, I believe, are going to end up beating Detroit.
This is why you're in seventh.
Indeed. So the Titans, the Dolphins, and of course the Williams. The Bills are going to, of course, going to New York.
Oh, I love that we ruined every segment and he just can't stand it. Look at him. He's so frustrated. It's awesome.
If you had hair, you're pulling it out right about now.
All right.
I broke my glasses.
So
I'm wearing contacts. I can't see anything.
It's me. It's me. All right. I got Steelers, Bills, Cowboys, Eagles, Raiders, Chefs. So
All right,
I believe it's you, Jerry, right?
It's always me. What do you want? What's up?
What do you want? What's up?
Look at him! Look at him boiling right now.
I'm honestly good.
All right, I got the Niners over the Bucs. I got the Cowboys winning the high school state title. I got the Eagles winning, the Chiefs, the Bills, and then in my upset of the week, I have the Raiders beating Mayfield in LA on a night game because it's on the West Coast and you have to play at night there. So,
What side?
Oh God.
Stop.
Oh. Well, as always, taking the Vikings for my buddy. Got the Eagles, Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, and the Bengals. So I just copied Brian's picks besides the Vikings game. I just changed one game so I can catch up to him.
hey,
Jesus God.
I'm not worried about Jerry.
if the Vikings
Now I hope the
win-
Vikings lose.
If the Vikings and Niners win and the Bengals lose, we're at a three-way tie. And then Andy's at 9.
Ryan.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go with the Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys, Eagles, and that's right. I'm taking the Lions just
What'd
because
you
we
do,
did
copy
talk about
Stouts pick?
Justin
You just
Fields
made
is
one
just
game?
like Lamar Jackson and is a better quarterback than Jimmy G.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the pick six, we're going to tell everyone where they can watch us, or not pick six, Brian's picks.
You're screwing up the show.
The Crüe NFC Roundtable is proud to partner with the Let's Talk Sports Network, available on YouTube, Roku, and Amazon.
Yo, let's make some money. So I only got 2 true picks, but I'm going to give out a parlay just for our Buccaneer and Niner fans in attendance. I'm going to go do the parlay first. Do Tom Brady over 252.5 passing yards. Do Christian McCaffrey over 54.5 rushing yards, and do Christian McCaffrey anytime touchdown score. That's paying out at plus 512. So if you bet $10, you get 61.20 out of it. My only other 2 picks that I feel confident over is the over 47 points in the Browns-Bengals game, and then you want to take the Lions, the Vikings.
Yeah, Lions
What was
over
that?
the Vikings.
Sorry, you got taken off the screen.
Somehow I clicked the wrong button that time. But anyway,
You're
you guys got any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
So if you bet $10, you make $61.20.
If you bet 10, you win. You get 61.20.
That's amazing. So anyway, everybody have a good week. We should just end it right now.